Alright. Nar Monostool again from the Black Tower. Shout out to my brothers and my fellow priests, Baron David and Priest of the Necro. Alright, so let's go with take two, video number 2 in the series. Let's keep this flowing, because we want to keep it smooth as motherfucking possible. Kind of like ice, ice too slippery. So let's go with some solid grounding. Let's think the Black Earth for just a moment. Okay, the Black Earth is a very beautiful place where, a lot of beautiful shit fucking happens. It's the realm of the Gibil. It is the plane of the ancients. It is where, solidity is found. It's where knowledge and understanding. It's where you conversate with your holy guardian angel, your higher fucking self. But let's keep this all on track. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Gibil. Gibil is the fire god that is conjured in the Necronomicon. Gibil is also the fire. It is Prometheus, okay? So, Prometheus brings down fire, gives it commands like, oh, look, you can build fires, you can cook your own steaks, your own barbecue, your hot dogs, your hamburgers. We all gonna have a great time, right? Sure, just pass me a beer and we'll talk about it. Okay, but tonight I am drinking my coffee. Try to stay away from alcohol unless it actually has a purpose. Most times, it's only to calm down and slow this down so that I can actually relax and unwind. Now then, so Gibil, he's the fire god of the ancient world, wielder of the heavenly fire, that divine, pure flame of awakening and awareness. Gibil brings to my mind a quote from Druidry: behind the tongue roots of fight most dread, and again another in the back of the head. Now, this elegant verse reminds me of a particular writing of Aleister Crowley, titled The Vision and the Voice. It was, put this in English, Gibil awakens the higher self. He is that fire that is found at your heart center. Yes, the heart center. He is the sacred flame. He is the pure flame. Gibil. Let us say that with power and majesty, with the grace that it motherfucking deserves. Give that bitch some English when you say it. Give it the power it deserves, because it's there and it's inside you. It's what powers you. It's what fuels you. It's what keeps you moving. Okay, anyway, back to me trying to read off this page. Well, almost 3 pages. So, Gibil awakens the higher self, which is why he is summoned before the Watcher. Ooh, let's talk about that just a bit. In the Necronomicon, Gibil awakens the inner fire at your heart center, which in turn awakens the magical voice. Ooh, check that. Heart center going to the throat chakra. The voice of the God. The voice that commands. 'Tis not, 'tis I. The summons the old enough Versace. As it says in Enochian, I reign over you, saith the Lord of Hosts. Who's the Lord of Hosts? Oh, that's the magical voice. That's the fire-given voice, so that it can speak, so that it can command, But, we're not trying to go off on all that. So anyway, Gibil awakens the higher self, which is why he is summoned before the Watcher, okay? So Gibil awakens the inner fire at your heart center, which in turn awakens the magical voice, and then which, oh my goodness, awakens your third eye, allowing us to see. And then with our magical voice, to speak. But to what? To both the visible and the invisible. The visible are those who appear before you on this plane, and the invisible are those beings on other planes that you must go to be able to converse with. But this inner fire is pure, but it is then transformed by its assimilation into your higher self. The Watcher. That's pretty cool, huh? Okay, so, but then it's transformed by its assimilation into your higher self, becoming then a black flame. Where have we heard that before? Antinomian thoughts, the black flame with Iblis, an Egyptian thing with the Anu Paseth formula, which one day, if I actually feel like it, I'll get into that. That's something altogether different. I'll hear a million people say, oh, there's no such fucking thing. Bitches, please, you never done the work and you have no idea. It's a mixture of 3 beings made into one being, giving it ultimate power over the grave and resurrection. You'll see if you ever walk it. So anyway, back to this, because I'm not getting off on a hate rant, fuck that shit. Ain't got enough energy for it. And I'm sorry. My memory spaces are completely filled to its max with emotional bullshit. So we're going to let that go, and we're going to try to do this the right way. So once it becomes a black flame, when this is attained, all that you do then is perfect being in alignment with your true will. And then shall you come to lie with understanding and wisdom. Thus attained shall you crown in darkness as of light in the midst of day. Yeah, I'm reading this off a piece of paper, but please, fucking wrote this shit, so I'm gonna have to kind of, do it the best way I can. Well, forgive me, I didn't memorize this shit, because I just fucking got it wrote down. Love some divine inspiration, the muses of the Greeks, the fucking Prometheus of my heart, spending in all directions and lightning me, going, hey, motherfucker, I got some words I want you to say. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write this shit down. So here it goes. So the veil shall part for thee, and the way made known, and truly power and glory are yours. This is the secret of the Kabbalistic cross of light, Vagebira and Vagedula. That which you, as the priest, pray to as God, is none other than your own higher self, your watcher in the Necronomicon rites. So to sum it up, you are God. God is within. As high priest, as priest, we pray at our heart center, Gibil, to awaken us. We then converse with our God, whom is the watcher, and we become that which is worshipped and the worshiper. We are the servant and the master. This is the duality which from the singular monad was divided for love's sake, that the dissolution of the all may eternally unite. Divided for love's sake. Once again, that kind of goes right back to the heart center. Why would something that is one divide its fucking self? For love's sake. So that it is a continuous flame. So it is the eternal flame. True essence of one's will. The true essence of one's spark, of one's divinity among all the flames. That's kind of why they would do that. This is the secret of the priest of the Black Earth. Through the ritual tool of the Agamasarati. We are the worshippers, and through the sword of the watcher, we are that which is worshipped. When we use these tools together, we are performing a spiritual great rite, where we are united with our higher self. And in this moment, we and the God are one. The reason the spilling of seed is forbidden during certain workings, gate walking, you should abstain from sex for 7 days. Oh my goodness. Let me go into English for you for why that is such a fucking important thing. Okay? So the reason the spilling of seed is forbidden during certain workings should be evident. Our watcher, our higher self, the God goddess within, is a jealous God. Oh man, jealous. Oh, does that mean I can't be married, or I can't have a girlfriend, or I can't go get me some? No, that does not mean that at all. That does not mean that at all. Let those who have eyes see, let those who have ears hear. Okay? Think biblical for just a minute. What did the Bible and the Old Testament say about God? God was a jealous and wrathful God. Where do you think that concept would have come? Some great big being in the sky that sits on a fucking chair, throws fucking lightning bolts at us, burning us, destroying us. Oh, boo motherfucking who, bitches. Boo motherfucking who. What should have been happening is understanding should have dawned. When the light goes on over our heads like fucking light bulbs, and we receive the inspiration, and it is the Holy Ghost. Oh yeah, that's a real shit, man. That's some real shit. What? Well, once again, that's me going a little bit off on tangent, but here we go. Our watcher is a jealous God and seeks ever to be united with us. He or she is not jealous over whether we have relationships. I said that, but I wrote this down. But I ask only that our temple, which is our body, we being the priest, but all of this is the temple. Sacred service to one's God, you imagine? You reckon? Okay. So to abstain from sex and present ourselves as pure before him or her, we are embraced. Sacred is the key word here. Afterwards, now when you're done, when you've gone through your 7 days purification, you've gone through the black fast, nothing that's had blood pumping through it. I haven't spilled my seed, and you can go on about this rite of Ishtar thing, that's fine. That's your thing. That's great and dandy. But for those of us who are just like, we're just going to keep this shit as simple as motherfucking possible, and we got enough fucking self-control that I think we can hold out on the sex for a while. That is also a symbol of your will, your magical will. Your perfected being in flesh, the action of it, okay? You are only as powerful as you make will is an indestructible tool, but it is one that must be forged. It is one that must be created. It is one that must be perfected for you to work with these powers. It is just detrimental as shit to know one's own image, to know one's own will, to know one's own heart, and to know that it is unknowable. It is the black earth, after all, if you want to look at it in that way. Anyway, so afterwards, a physical great rite may be done in respect to one's watcher, When you sit there and you're like, I think I've done my black fast, I've done my gate walk, I've done my ritual. This time I'm going to go get me some. I'll go get you some. But see, your higher self, your watcher, is coming down from the heavens, that great fire, descending, filling you completely. And that whoever you're with, that you're making love to, that it is not them, that it is you. This is the secret of why they say, that we all drink from the same well. That like a web, we are all connected, because we are. Take that how you will. I'm our Monasul. Some weird ass dude sitting in a fucking kitchen, sitting at his work desk, working, But I'm here, man. Been at this shit for 20 years or so. Never give up, never quit. Be immortal, be perfect, be eternal. Perfection is not easy. Perfection is not free. Perfection must be worked at. Perfection must be created. To be perfect, you must create yourself perfect. Some of that I'll get to in a later video about how to construct your will, how to refine your form. But until then, peace and blessings of the gods upon you all. Gods hear me. Spirits conjure.